Hello, I'm Philip Sneller. Welcome to Window on the Word. Today let's listen to what God says to us in John chapter 7. And after these things Jesus went about in Galilee, for he did not want to go about in Judea, because the Jews were seeking to kill him. Now the Jews' feast of tabernacles was near. So his brothers said to him, "Depart from here and go to Judea, so that your disciples also will see the works that you do. For no one works in secret when he himself seeks to be a public figure. If you do these things, reveal yourself to the world." For not even his brothers believed in him. So Jesus said to them, "My time has not yet come, but your time is always present. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me, because I myself testify concerning it that its works are evil. You go yourselves to the feast. I will not go up to this feast, because my time has not yet fully come." And when he had said these things, he returned to Galilee. But when his brothers had gone up to the feast, then he also went up, not publicly, but in secret. So the Jews were looking for him at the feast and were saying, "Where is he?" And there was much grumbling concerning him among the crowds. Some were saying, "He is a good man." But others were saying, "No, but he deceives the crowd." However, no one spoke publicly about him for fear of the Jews. Now when it was already the middle of the feast, Jesus went up to the temple and was teaching. Therefore the Jews were marveling, saying, "How is he learned when he has not learned?" Jesus answered them and said, "My teaching is not my own, but his who sent me. If someone wishes to do his will, he will know about the teaching, whether it is from God or if I speak on my own. The one who speaks on his own seeks his own glory, but the one seeking the glory of him who sent him is true, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Did not Moses give you the law? Yet none of you does the law. Why are you seeking to kill me?" The Jews answered, "You have a demon. Who is seeking to kill you?" Jesus answered and said to them, "I did one work, and you are all astonished. Because of this, Moses has given you circumcision. Not that circumcision is from Moses, but from the fathers. And you circumcise a person on the Sabbath. If a person receives circumcision on the Sabbath, so that the law of Moses may not be broken, are you angry with me because I made a whole man well on the Sabbath? Do not judge according to appearance, but judge with righteous judgment." Therefore some of the inhabitants of Jerusalem were saying, "Is this not the one they are seeking to kill? And behold, he speaks openly, and they are saying nothing to him. Do the rulers know that perhaps this one is the Christ? But we know where this man is from. But whenever the Christ comes, no one knows where he is from." Then while he was teaching in the temple, Jesus also said, "You know me, and you know where I am from. And I have not come on my own, but the one who sent me is true, whom you do not know. I know him, because I am from him, and he sent me." Then they were seeking to take him into custody, but no one laid a hand on him, because his hour had not yet come. But many of the crowd believed in him, and were saying, "When the Christ comes, will he perform more signs than this man has done?" The Pharisees heard the crowd murmuring these things about him, and the chief priests and the Pharisees sent officers to take him into custody. Then Jesus said, "For a little while yet I will be with you, and then I am going to the one who sent me. And you will look for me, but you will not find me, and where I am you are not able to come." So the Jews said to one another, "Where does this man intend to go that we will not find him? Does he intend to go to the dispersion of the Greeks and teach the Greeks? What is this saying that he said, 'You will look for me and not find me, and where I am going you are not able to come'?" Now on the last day, the great day of the feast, Jesus stood and cried out, saying, "If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and let him drink. The one who believes in me, just as the Scripture said, from his belly rivers of living water will flow." Now he said this concerning the Spirit whom those who believed in him were about to receive. For the Spirit had not yet been given, because Jesus had not yet been glorified. Then when they had heard these words, the crowd began saying, "This man truly is the prophet." Others were saying, "This is the Christ." But others were saying, "No, for is the Christ to come from Galilee? Has not the Scripture said that the Christ will come from the descendants of David and from Bethlehem, the village where David was?" So there was a division in the crowd because of him. And some were wanting to take him into custody, but no one laid hands on him. Then the officers came to the chief priests and the Pharisees, and they said to them, "Why did you not bring him?" The officers said, "Never has a man spoken like this." So the Pharisees replied, "Have you not also been led astray? Have any of the rulers or the Pharisees believed in him? But this crowd that does not know the law is accursed." Nicodemus, who had gone to him previously, being one of them, said to them, "Does our law judge a person without first hearing from him and knowing what he does?" They replied and said to him, "Are you also from Galilee? Search and see that no prophet has risen from Galilee." Some of the earliest manuscripts do not contain John chapter 7, verse 53 through verse 8, verse 11. And each went to his own house. But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. And early in the morning he went again to the temple, and all the people were coming to him, and when he sat down he taught them. Now the scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and stood her in the midst. They said to him, "Teacher, this woman has been caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law Moses commanded us to stone such a person. So what do you say?" But they were saying this, putting him to the test, so that they might have a charge against him. But having bent down, Jesus began to write with his finger on the ground. But when they persisted, asking him, he stood erect and said to him, "Let the one without sin among you throw the first stone against her." And again, after he bent down, he continued writing on the ground. Now when they heard this, they began departing one by one, beginning with the older men, and he was left alone with the woman in the midst. And when he stood erect, Jesus said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" And she said, "No one, Lord." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go, and from now on sin no longer." Thank you for listening. To God be the glory.